Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks bringing you your weekly Tesla report. That's right, upper left, weekly Tesla report. We're doing one for the week only. We're not doing it every single day this week in lieu of the holidays. We've got Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Hanukkah is kind of Wednesday, Thursday. So we're just giving you one snapshot of the week. This is mostly broad brushstroke analysis for Tesla to keep you abreast of what we're thinking. And then, of course, next week we'll be back with day-to-day analysis in Tesla. You can get daily analysis in the Triple Q and SPY this week. By going to wickedstocks.com, taking advantage of the 5-day free trial. If you want to stay tuned into that, we're right at the edge of a significant signal in the Triple Q and NASDAQ 100 that has not been set off yet, and that would be a sell signal. In other words, the rejection of a long-term buy signal. Didn't happen last week, but very close to doing so. So we're playing that kind of day to day. But let's jump to the charts right now. Tesla, just to mention, we came almost all the way back. 517.64 was the low last Friday, almost all the way back to the November 21 high after closing above it the week before. Though the big picture is still the same. Solid support 340.09. We settled above that about 5 weeks ago. That set up 502.61. I was mentioning at the time a 3 to 5 month buy signal. We almost reached it in about 3 to 5 weeks and came falling back, obviously, last week. So 340.09 remains long-term support. We're not going to see that this week. 414.49 is increasingly approached by a meaningful channel support. We're giving this to you just so you can do the math yourself. If you want to follow this formation at 409.36, and on Tuesday it will converge pretty nicely with the 414.49 November 21 high. So they come together on Tuesday in abbreviated session. 409.36 rising 502, a trading day. So if the markets are closed, you're not going to add to that number. It's just on a trading day basis. So I'll let you do the math on that. If we were to close below that channel support, I think we've got a pretty solid sell signal back to 340.09. With present volatility, this is kind of a 1 to 2 week sell-off. But if we get a restraint in volatility, it could easily be 2 to 3 weeks. Closing today, Monday. I say today. Sorry, that's an old habit. Any daily settlement this week below the 409.36 rising channel bottom will set up 340.09 as a 2 to 3 week downside target where, yes, this 2-year channel top can contain selling through the first quarter. And from here, we can round up again eventually to 502.61. I see us trading inside this band for months to come, perhaps. And that pretty much covers the downside. So, no good reason to stay long Tesla if we close below 409.36 rising daily. Now, the question begs, as we move into later week, this will be in the, like the lower 520s, the channel bottom. And what about 414.49 then? Well, you could add 414.49 to the mix, especially later in the week. If we close Friday below 414.49, we would also obviously have closed below these rising channel support on the daily chart, probably earlier in the week, a day or two earlier. And if we close the week Friday below 414.49, there's nothing to do but exit a long position if your time horizon is, say, 2 to 3 weeks out. And in fact, you could play the short side if your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks out, because over that time frame, I would expect 340.09 as an objective where profits can be taken and long entry made as we move through the first quarter. Now, none of this has happened, of course, and we remain really in a stable to bullish market near term anyway, above the 409.36 to 411.40.83 channel bottoms. On the way up, I've got 447.08. I don't show it here, but that is nothing more than Friday's high. And that is the low so far following that all-time high from Wednesday. That does have pivot point qualities. And by pivot point quality, I'm really just talking 459 78. Do I show it here? Yes. That is, there's been a lot of good play in this area over the last week or so, despite the fact that it looks like we pushed right through it effortlessly, both upside and downside trade. If you've been following the Tesla report on a day-to-day basis all of last week, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So really, what I'm saying is that, if we were to push through Friday's high today of 447.08, that 459.78 level is then in reach today, where a high can be placed for the day. And if we close today above 459.78, yes, we just might, by Friday's close, reach 502.61. Wouldn't surprise me if on Monday we close above 459.78. That's a bit of a stretch right now. If you take a look at that daily chart, 459, that's right about here, roughly on the daily chart, and it's probably closer to right about here. I mean, it can happen, but not likely. We have an abbreviated week, but if we settle early in the week above 459.78, then the 5-year channel top at 502.61 in reach, where we can top out through the first quarter, as I've said, and from 502.61 fall all the way back within 3 to 5 months to 340.09. Last thing I'm going to say is if we do happen to close the week Friday above 502.61, it really should be by a 1% margin of 507.64 or higher. That would set up 607.73 as our next. This could be 2 to 3 weeks, and longer term I would expect 727.17. This could be 3 to 5 months. 727.17, once again a full swing. In other words, you take the November 21 high, you subtract the January 23 low, you flip it on its head, and you add it to the 414.49 high, and that takes you up to 727.17. That would be our next big picture objective, were we to close Friday at 507.64 or higher. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of that 5-day free trial this week. You'll get triple Q and SPY analysis, and I'll be back. I'll be back next Sunday with next Monday's Tesla report. You have a great week.